his dreams, feels a thrill in the chase, and the fish feel streams. It's the country heart man, living for that wild land.
What is going on, YouTube? No, it's been a minute. Just been real busy with work and a lot of other issues and things. Today for our video, thought it'd be pretty cool to talk about why I got into hunting and fishing with my grandfather. He's actually the reason why I got into all of that. He's gonna tell you guys a couple of his hunting stories that he can remember, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty good video. Hope you guys like it, and we're gonna get into this. So, you are how old now, sir?
I'm gonna be 69.
69 years old. And
Young.
Right, 69 years young. Man, so you've been what, hunting and fishing
Since I was 17.
since you were 17? So you got a lot of experience.
Well, not a lot, but I
But-
do have some, yes.
Yeah, you got more than a lot of people I know. Wish I had that kind of experience. I'm still learning. Trying a new thing this year with hunting on public land and see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've been hunting since as long as I can remember, and just watching you do it and watching you fish, I've been picking up things from.
Yeah, the first time you went out hunting with me was, you was either 3 or 4 years old. And we went down in the back, and because you kept after me about hunting, and I had 20 acres and didn't want to take him way out, so we walked down the hill. It says, get your clothes on and we'll walk down here and see if we see anything. And it was deer season, so we put some orange on. We walked down the hill. I did not take a gun because I didn't expect to see nothing. So we walked down the hill and stand there, and Marcus was talking, and I says, you gotta be quiet. I says, so if a deer comes, I can shoot him. He says, well, you haven't got a gun. So well, we're just looking right now. And if I had a gun, he says, well, can you shoot that one right there? And there happened to be a 6-point standing probably just 15 feet away from us. And I'm like, oh crap. So next time we took a gun out with us, and we did the same thing. The same thing happened again, but I didn't have it loaded. So and I looked over and there was an 8-point this time, and said I need to take him hunting with me more often.
I think the funniest memory I have is probably 8 or 9, and I went with you and we were out in Vandercook, and you said you were looking, you seen one. There's a big old doe, and I got impatient because I wanted to see her. And I remember kind of like just slowly peeking my head around the tree that was in front of us, and she started blowing, and the way you looked at me, I'm like, oh man, I screwed up.
Yep. She caught you. They catch you real quick.
Yep.
Yep. So, and then we started going out together and hunting here and there. So the recent one was we went around before we went out to the farm, and that's where you got your
6 point.
6-point out there.
Yep.
And ever since then, it's been just, he gets into it and then asks me a few things about what to do and what not to do, and he caught on real quick. Now he's teaching me a few things because I'm, forgetting a few things here and there, but it's all good.
I can't wait this year to try to get you snort wheezing, because I promise you during rut season it's going to make a difference. I absolutely love that call. And snort wheezing, man, you gotta be quick because they come in so fast most of the time. I got another one that I remember during bow season, and we were out at Vandercook again. Kind of like today, storm started rolling in and it started raining a little bit, and the wind picked up real bad. Had doe come in real fast, and then there was a buck right behind her, just on her, sniffing her and everything, and I got ready to draw back, and he's sitting there and he's nudging me like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm about to shoot him." And he started laughing, and he was like, "If I wasn't up here, would you have shot at him?" I was like, "Yup." not even thinking about it. And yeah, I would have missed because the wind was blowing so bad. We were sideways.
We were swaying in the tree.
Yep.
But that's all right. It was fun. Always have fun when you're out hunting. Enjoy it, and if you don't see it, don't get discouraged. You just enjoy the beauty of nature.
Yep. That's the one big thing that I love about hunting and fishing anymore, is just being outside and just listening to all the different noises from all the different birds and stuff like that. And just seeing crazy experiences that you can't see at home on the couch.
Yep.
I mean, one experience I'll never forget is watching, it was me, you, and Uncle Jason out in Vandercook hunting, and I'll never forget, you asked what all that noise was, and the turkey fighting that buck, and I didn't even realize how high turkeys could fly until then, and that dude was mean.
They usually roost in a tree. Turkeys do overnight.
Yeah.
To get away from the coyotes and the fox.
Yeah, it was neat watching him fly way up and come striking down on top of that buck.
Yep.
He took off running, and that turkey just stood its ground.
So and then with the fishing,
Yeah.
first time I took you out, I think it was about 5. And we was on the seawall out to Gillett's Lake, and you caught a fish, and I told you jerk on it to set the line, and you jerked on it, and it come back and it slapped you in the face, and he wasn't all excited about fishing no more. Just got all upset, and you're like, "What?" And then all you do is sit there and fish, throw the fish in and out, like he was catching a fish. And from then on, it was what you do now.
Yep. I just say, yeah, that turned in real fast to fishing every chance I got, and fishing tournaments and everything else like that. And I think that's one thing that really like just opens my mind up a little bit. Like, I found things that I'm pretty freaking good at, and like I said, and I'll tell everybody, there ain't no way that I would be good at it if I didn't have you showing me certain things.
Yep.
And then it's awesome to be able to turn around and show you things that I've picked up or I've tried myself and have worked.
Yes, and then we learn together, so
Yep.
teach each other. And I mean, there's a lot of things that you do that I never even thought of. I mean, when I was a kid, we used to go back on the river and across the river, because we lived on the river, and we'd go across the river when it was flooded, take a 5-gallon bucket and a ball bat, and the water would be about knee deep, and there'd be bluegill, and we just hit the top of the water real hard, and it would stun the bluegill, and my Buddy and I would grab the fish off the top that was laying on top and put them in the bucket. And within probably an hour, we have a bucket full of bluegill. And my dad says, "How'd you catch them fish? He didn't have no fishing pole." And I told him, he's like, "You are crazy." Well, that's an experience of itself.
So, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do that these days, but
No. Heck no. I mean, you got groups after you for even just fishing with a hook anymore. It's just
yep.
nuts.
But
Yeah, I like when we can get out on the little John boat and with a little flat bottom. I like taking you out. Was it last year or the year before that we
the year
went out?
before,
Yeah, and showing you how I fish, and it was cool. Like being able to show you all these different techniques that I use and everything, and it's awesome.
and then hopefully this year I'm gonna be able to take him. If not this year, it'll be next year, May or April. We go down to the Detroit River and catch walleye. That's a blast.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to catch some walleye and got to fish Lake St. Clair, which is right up from the Detroit River. That was an experience on itself. So just fishing on that river, I think is going to be awesome.
It's unbelievable. It'll be a new experience. I mean, tons of people that are out there, and we usually limit out every time we go.
Heck yeah. Yeah. What do you think about Ava hunting and fishing and me showing her everything? Do you think it's like a full circle or what?
Yes, and because she's really into it, if you can keep it going, you know, that don't make her a tomboy or nothing. Because I've seen a lot of girls that hunt and fish, and they hunt. When they get a deer, they get monsters, or they catch giant fish, and it's just clean outdoor fun.
Yep.
Instead of sitting on a laptop or a computer or whatever, an iPad, get out and, like I say, enjoy nature and just have fun with it. And the more you learn, who knows? Life may bring you to where that's all you've got to survive on is your hunting and fishing skills.
Exactly.
And that's a good trait to learn.
Yep. Yeah. The first time, I'll never forget calling you the first time I took Ava hunting with me, and all the fog rolled in, and I'll never forget calling you and telling you after we got back to the truck that there were coyotes all over out there where we were at, because we could hear them, and that's all we could hear. And I think that was by far one of the scariest moments, was having
Yep.
my daughter walk with me and me trying to figure out where these damn things were, because I couldn't see them, but
Yep.
we could hear them.
So I've taken Ava out hunting with me, and you know, she's seen a few of them. They were just a hair out of range. It was bow hunting, and you know that she gets all excited and giddy,
Yep.
and I'm glad to see that happening. And you know, maybe the boys will be into it.
Yeah, I love seeing how excited she gets, especially like when she shot at the doe and just barely missed her, and you were the first person she had to call. I gotta call Papa and tell Papa. Can we call Papa and tell him? And yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. So
You got any hunting stories from when you were younger or anything like that you want to tell?
there's a weird one, but it's actually my first deer, and I was like, I think in my 20s. So, because I didn't go much when I was younger, but I think in my 20s, shot my first deer. It took me 3 shots with a bow, and I finally got him with the 3rd shot because they didn't run away. and I had no experience. I didn't know that you were not supposed to go right after him. So I did, however, wait a while, not very long, and I was on him. And I tracked him, I'm gonna say all of 5 miles, because we crossed the river. My brother finally come around, and we finally crossed the river twice, and then a creek, and then went through a swamp and an open field. And of course, I did not bring no rope. I did have a knife, no bow to shoot him again. And I thought, I watched TV a lot, and I thought, all I gotta do is like grab a hold of him and take and break his neck. Well, I was a bigger person then, stronger, so I did that, and all I did was flip the deer around in circles. And that was a 135-pound deer.
Yeah.
I just flung him around in circles. And I didn't break his neck. He was shot. He was about to die. So I stabbed him in his neck and then cut his throat. And then he started bleeding. And then I had to drag him from one end of the county to the other. Not so much, really. But it felt like it. And all I had to do that with was the belt that I had around my waist. So you want to always be prepared. But that was the most exhilarating. I mean, it was exciting, and people say, well, you're lucky you didn't get killed because the deer could have gored you. Well, unknowing to me, I had no clue.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's better to get a lot more knowledge before you go out. And I wish I had it, because I wouldn't have had to chase him freaking 5 miles.
Yep.
So, because he laid down a couple times and we kicked him up. So after that, I started looking into it, and my brother helped me a lot because he was a big hunter too. So he helped me a lot, and now I am a little more knowledgeable and have a little more experience on what to do. So that was the worst story ever. I mean, that was kind of far-fetched to hear, but for real.
Yeah. I mean, you were young, and yeah.
I mean, they would say, well, you weren't young, you were 20-something, but you know, if you've never experienced it.
Yeah, 20 is young, and yeah.
So
I mean, it's kind of like the first one that I shot, and I spent hours looking for that stupid thing, and he literally just ran right behind me, not even 20 yards, and was dead right there. And I only spent so long because I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I was tracking or anything like that.
Right.
And I should have just took the easy route and walked out and around all the where he ran through the thicket at, and I didn't. I decided we're just gonna get down low and go through the thicket, and yeah.
or just sat and wait.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing for a lot of people.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, that's like the one I got last year, the 6-point that I got, and shot him, and he dropped right away, and I already knew he was done, but at the same time, I wasn't 100% sure, because you could see him move from time to time. He wasn't going nowhere. He just laid there and spun in a circle, trying to get up. I think the coolest one I ever got was a doe, and I was hunting with my buddy, and she was about 35 yards away, and it was my first saddlebag. First deer I've ever killed out of my saddlebag, and I could just barely see her side when she turned broadside towards me. I could just barely see her side through a little window in the top of the trees like this. And he was sitting down there in his little blind, and he was texting me, asking me if I could see her. I was like, yeah. and I kind of just leaned back just a little bit and drew back, and did my whole breathing routine like I've been practicing, and I just let it go and just dropped her. She ran not even 20 yards, and she was down. There was a heart shot, and kind of wish I used different broadheads, but yeah, them fixed broadheads tore her up.
Yeah, after my very first deer, I'd say 90% of my deer have not gone more than 5 yards, because I drop them right there, or they can't run or whatever. And when I'm shooting with a gun, just about all of them have been on a dead run. And I wait till I count the jumps, and on a certain jump I know they're coming back up. I pull the trigger at the time, and they do go down, and that's it. So that's I don't like to do that.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 years I've missed them standing still at 45, 50 yards.
Yeah.
But that's all on me. Without these, I can't hardly see that good.
Oh, nope, I know how that is.
So, but that's about all I got, sir.
All right. Yeah, so that's about it. I just want to thank you for everything you've taught me, and I love being able to come back and tell you, like, I've seen this by doing this, or I've caught this fish doing this, and I just love being able to
Share the experience.
Yeah, share the experience with you, and I don't know what I would have done without you. I greatly appreciate it.
Well, and hopefully this year we can get together and go out and do a little deer slaying.
I'm totally down for that. But all right, guys. Hope to catch you in the next one, and that is it. If you like, go ahead and leave a like, leave me a comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you guys next time. See ya.
I've got that lightning inside me, son of a god. I'm like a titan that's rising, oh just you watch. I'm stepping into fate, there is no time to waste. I've got that lightning inside me, this is how legends are made.